Have you ever come across a word that basically repeats itself? Not like an echo, more like a built in emphasis? It's as if the language is saying, just to be super clear, I really mean it. Well, it turns out a bunch of languages do this. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes out of habit, and it's kind of amazing. Today we are jumping into English, Spanish, German, and Japanese to explore words that say the same thing twice. Let's go. Let's start with English. In English, these kinds of doubled expressions often came from a mix of habit, emphasis, and the way language evolved over time. We sometimes use two words that mean almost the same thing just to sound more certain, formal, or persuasive. Take the phrase free gift. A gift is, by definition, something given without payment. So adding free is technically redundant, but it's often used in marketing to really drive home the point. You won't be charged for this, we promise. It's not about logic, it's about reassurance. Then there is end result. The word result already suggests a conclusion, but saying end result emphasizes that we're talking about the final outcome, often in a more dramatic or serious way. And of course, there is ATM machine. That is what linguistics call a redundant acronym. ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. So saying ATM machine literally repeats the word machine. But most people don't think about the acronym. They just treat ATM like a regular word. These redundancies become so normal we hardly notice them. So in English, saying the same thing twice often adds emotional weight, clarity, or simply sounds more natural because that's how phrases have settled into everyday speech. Now, let's move to Spanish, where directions and clarity are often emphasized through repeating. Spanish speakers sometimes double up ideas in everyday phrases like subir arriba, which means to go up above, or bajar abajo, which is to go down below. There's also entrar adentro, to enter inside, and salir afuera, to go outside. In each case, the verb already contains the direction. Subir means to go up. Entrar means to go in. But adding a second word like arriba or dentro reinforces it. It's not that the sentence needs both, but using both adds clarity, rhythm, and sometimes just a natural feeling in spoken language. It's like Spanish wants to double confirm that you are really going where you mean to go. Now, on to German, a language known for its precision and love of compound words. Okay, and sometimes that means the meaning gets doubled for emphasis. Take tropfnass. It literally combines drip and wet to describe something that is not just wet but dripping wet, soaked through. The idea is repeated for intensity. Then there is Rückantwort, which comes from Rück, meaning back, and Antwort, meaning answer. Together they mean reply. Basically, an answer back. The word builds in the direction of the response, even though Antwort already implies that. And finally, eiskalt. This one's super clear. Ice means ice and kalt means cold. So ice cold, colder than ice. It's used both literally and metaphorically, like calling someone emotionally cold. In German, these kind of combinations create super specific meanings, but sometimes they also double up just for clarity or extra punch. Japanese has its own way of repeating meanings, often through kanji repetition that changes the nuance or creates a plural-like feeling. Take onto, which means really or truly. The characters literally mean real and true, reinforcing the idea of authenticity or certainty. Then there is iroiro, which used the word for color twice. It doesn't literally mean color. It means various kind or a variety of things. The repetition expresses diversity or multiplicity. Another great example is toki toki, built from repeating the word for time. It ends up meaning sometimes, suggesting scattered occasional times. These repeated kanji words are super common in Japanese. They feel natural in speech and writing and often make the language more expressive and fluid while still being concise. So, why do languages do this? Sometimes it's to emphasize a feeling or direction. Sometimes it's about clarity or simply the way expressions evolved through everyday use. But across cultures and grammar systems, one thing stays the same. Humans like to make things extra clear. Whether you're saying dripping wet, real, or go up above, the message is I really mean it. Do you know any other words in your language that double up their meaning? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them and maybe feature them in a part 2. If you enjoyed this little linguistic trip, hit like, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who geeks out over languages. Thanks for watching and see you next time.